Now for global business updates, Rotus Oddiri joins us. Good morning, Rotus.
Good morning, Dr. Bati. Ayo, good to see you. Welcome back.
Thank
Congrats
you so much,
again
Rotus.
on a fantastic naming, baby dedication in church.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, of course. I saw you carrying us. Yeah, I know. We have to make things happen. Refine. All right, deals. A lot of deals today. Just deals across the continent. I'll begin with OpenAI and NVIDIA. NVIDIA, they struck $100 billion deal, and NVIDIA, of course, design chips. OpenAI, of course, is the maker of ChatGPT, and this $100 billion is supposed to go into data centers, and the chips that NVIDIA designs, and TSMC and other folks actually manufacture them, will be used to power those data centers. So for anyone out there, whenever you get, you just think of cloud computing and storage. That is what this is going to. Well, what a lot of people though are talking about is the energy requirements of these data centers. I think Ayo brought it up last time when we were talking about the UK and how energy prices are already pretty high. And so you add these data centers and the demand for energy is actually likely to push it up. But then from a stock market perspective, you can buy shares in the companies that will be providing this energy to these data centers. And it's all an ecosystem. To the weight loss, I don't talk about this enough and I should. The weight loss division. So Pfizer, as everybody knows, Pfizer in the pharmaceuticals is planning to buy, or they should have already bought Metsera, which is a startup that makes a weight loss drug, an obesity drug. And Pfizer has fallen behind in this part of this sector, the market. This is a market that analysts are saying could hit $100 billion by 2030. So it's a $4.9 billion deal, although it could rise to $7.3 billion if some of Metsera's weight loss drugs gets the necessary approval over a given time. The deal is supposed to close sometime by the end of this year, maybe early 2026. And it's a big market. I mean, I personally think to lose weight, you should just eat healthy and exercise. But there are folks out there, and some of these drugs have actually worked. Eli Lilly is in this space. Novo Nordisk is in this space as well. It's a huge market. And some of these, I've seen the studies where people take these drugs and they actually lose a significant amount of weight over a period of time. To the brewery sector, the Netherlands-based Heineken is buying a company in Costa Rica, FIFCO. I think it's Florida and ice cream company or organization or something. And they are based in Latin America. It's a $3.2 billion deal. And essentially what Heineken is doing is expanding its footprint in Latin America. Similar story here in Nigeria. I was at the facts behind the figures presentation for Champions Breweries, smaller player in Nigeria compared to the Nigerian breweries, Heineken and so on, but they're in the southwest and southeast, make alcoholic beverages and malts. They're buying a Bullet, which is already in Nigeria and 13 other countries across the African continent. It's a logistics play for them. Yeah, it's a logistics play for them and also an FX play for the company. Champions rebounded from a loss of 386 million in the first half of 2024 to a gain of, I think, 2.3 billion or so in the first half of 2025. The October of 2024 stock price was about 3 naira 40 kobo. It closed at about 15 naira yesterday, so that's about 346% increase. Again, the stability of the naira that we've seen has contributed to a lot of companies rebounding on the Nigerian stock exchange. And speaking of Nigeria, I think you've already discussed this. The GDP growth, fastest growth in about 4 years or so. So a couple arrows. First one to the left is where President Tinubu came into office, second quarter of 2023. The next arrow to your right is when the rebasing took place in the first quarter of this year. 4.23, driven by oils, right? So we saw oil growth for the oil sector at 20.46%, right? First quarter of last year was 10.08. First quarter of this year, 1.87. Contribution, of course, is still low compared to non-oil, but you've seen the concerted effort by the administration in trying to increase oil production, reduce vandalism. You get all these updates from NUPRC, the Upstream Regulatory Commission. So you can see oil production in the first, to the far right. Again, when the president came in, 1.2 in the second quarter of 2023, and now 1.68 million barrels, and they're aiming to do, I think, 3 million by 2030 or so. Non-oil is the major contributor to the economy. 95.9%. Second quarter did 3.4. Second quarter of last year was 3.3. First quarter of this year at much 0.8. Wait a minute, I'm going to have to check that. I don't think that is correct. I think I have to check with our graphics team. But it was in the region of 3% is where we've been at. I think it's 3.08 actually. That 0.8 should be 3.08. So we've been averaging 3% growth for the non-oil sector. And then when you look at the contribution, the highlights, finance and insurance did 16%, ICT driven by telecommunications 6.6, construction 5.2, real estate 3.7, agriculture 2.8, manufacturing 1.6, and then when you put everything together in terms of what is contributing most to Nigeria's economy, it is of course our services. We're all just talking about food before we came on air and the deliveries and so on. So 57% for services, agriculture at 26, and industries at 17. So encouraging growth there, but still a lot more work to be done for Nigeria.
I wanted to say a lot, too, but I will carry it again till tomorrow. Hope we get a chance to speak tomorrow.
Right, thank you so much.
Growth.
Sorry. So Bloomberg thinks that we're going to cut by 50 basis points today. That's what they think. But I still think it's a hold. Sorry, the monetary policy decision is today. So 2 p.m. But I think it's
who said we're going to cut yesterday?
You said it yesterday, but what margin? You didn't tell us the margin.
Let's see.
Yeah?
No, let's see.
Chikambon thinks it's 25 basis points.
Let's see.
So we'll see what happens.
Whether 50 basis points
I think
or
we're going to
25
cut.
basis points.
Yeah. But you said it,
They think that they are in a very comfortable place.
Yeah, I think
that the economy is doing well.
Yeah.
But we'll see whether there will be easing, as they call it. But there's a global trend in terms of easing because we're not where we were in January globally. Yeah. The global economy seems to have improved. Yeah. But as for GDP growth, no. What will move us from one point to the other is double-digit growth.
Yes.
Not all this political...
And I thought you were going to talk about base effects too. In the rebasing, because that's base effect. You just remember post-COVID how we grew 5%. So this is also base effect. I thought you were going to add it to your analysis.
It's part of the
But you didn't say it as base effect.
I put the arrows then. The arrows showed the way he was rebasing at 3.13 in Q1. The chart is there. I showed it in the chart. The chart is there.
We are not talking figures. We're talking about real impact and productivity within the economy.
Gradual process.
And it's not about delivery services, financials, and telecom. Let's see it where the...
and you use your phone now, so your phone goes to the revenue of the telcos.
Anyway, thank you, Rotus.
Thank you.